Hey, it's me in a Care Bear shirt.
So, I love how I remember to point out my Care Bear shirt, but forgot to mention that I have cut off half of my hair. See, this was my hair before. Now, it's gone. We're not gonna freak out about it because it's just a haircut, okay? So, let's actually start the video now.
Today, I'm gonna do something that I am actually really excited to do. It's one of those projects that has been on the back burner.
No.
Further than the back burner. Way back there. So far back that I kind of forgot about it for like 7 years. I don't know if it's been 7 years. No, it's been more like 5. So it's time. So let me go get what I'm babbling about. Here it is. What is that pink thing? This is a box of DIY squishies that I made myself. Way back when I first discovered squishies, I felt the need to make them myself because I hadn't really discovered that you can just buy cheap squishies and paint on those, and it probably works out to be around the same price or cheaper. This method, you have to use a silicone mold. So you can only get squishies in the shapes that you have a mold for, so you end up doing the same shapes over and over and over and over again, and that's probably why I abandoned this. I still have this whole box of squishies that I made. I would have like squishy making days so that I could get through it and enjoy the painting without having to worry about where my next squishies are coming from. But thought I broke my nail. Let's take a gander at what is actually in here. We have this weird rose. All right. I think this is supposed to be a popsicle. Lots and lots of cupcakes, many donuts. Looks like I started painting this one. What is this? This looks like something that I shaped by hand. This looks like it was gonna be an eclair if I know myself. I'm debating whether I should focus on quantity or quality for this video. If I only do a couple, but I do them really well and I put a lot of work into them, then everyone's gonna be like, oh, you had this whole bin of squishies and you only did 3. But then if I do a bunch of them, I'm not gonna be able to put as much time into each one, and then people are gonna be like, oh, you didn't even try. They're so basic. So we're just gonna skip to the painting portion of this video, and at that point, I will have made up my mind. Let's just move to that.
I decided to start out with something very basic, just to, you know, get my feet wet. Yeah, no, I don't want to say that. Let's not start out the video talking about wet feet. I chose one of the many cupcake squishies that are available in this hoard. As you can see, these squishies are not really squishy. They should really be called foamies.
I don't know.
They have a very interesting skin on them.
Ew.
And the tops have a very bubbly surface, like little pimples.
Delightful.
To take it up a notch, I'm gonna add this to my cupcake. I found it. It looks like a mound of frosting. It's got a very large air pocket. It's breathing. It has life. Back when I was using these squishies regularly, an air pocket like this would have been devastating. I had no clue how to fix it. So I'm just gonna make a nice little slice in the skin over the air pocket, then taking this hunk of memory foam, which I believe was on its way to becoming a delicious eclair squishy, and after years and years of waiting in that bin, neglected, forgotten, it has finally been rescued and brought out, where I will finally end its journey by using it for scrap foam and basically just hacking pieces off of it. Just like that, air pocket fixed. Now, in order to use this piece as the frosting, it's gonna need a little alteration, because as you can see, that don't look right. It's got a very puffy bottom because this is actually the top. And when the top of the foam expands above the mold, it kind of rounds out. We got to remove that. There. The frosting fits much better now. Bringing out my fabric glue. Oh, there's a little clog. 1 second. Oh, ew. Ew. Why did I do that? Ew. 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 Taking some of that glue, spreading it on the frosting. Frosting. The frosting. Not funny. And then throwing some rubber bands on there to hold the pieces together. And about an hour later, it should be dry. Take those off and poof. Yes, it looks perfect, but not quite interesting enough. I was kind of trying to use as many of these squishies as I could, and I found this little piece of junk.
Trash.
It's some sort of scraggly little piece of candy. The foam that I was using, it did not do very well capturing small details. Maybe I can fix it up, starting by cutting off the puffy back, then just carefully kind of ripping away some of that excess skin, trimming it up a bit, and there. Still looks busted. At this point, I'm not really sure if if this is going to benefit my cupcake or just make it look worse, but I'm invested at this point. And finally, introducing my friend Paint.
Hey buddy.
This is straight puffy paint, which I'm using to coat the entire surface of the little candy. There were supposed to be all these little swirly, cute details on the candy. Clearly those are jacked. I'm not even gonna attempt to save them and bring them back. I'm just trying to smooth everything out at this point, as well as sealing up the seams and that little slice that I made. And once that's all dry, it's looking pretty decent, so it's time to paint with chocolate. I went for a chocolate cupcake, which a real chocolate cupcake is actually really dark, but I wanted this cupcake to have a nice airy feel to it, so I tried to go with a lighter chocolate, but it looks kind of weird, so I thought maybe adding a bunch of orange would fix it. Still looks pretty weird. It looks more like a very overcooked vanilla cupcake. Maybe it's a hybrid between chocolate and vanilla. If you mix the two together, does that exist? I think we need that to exist. Ladies and gentlemen, a new cake flavor. I call it Chocilla. Chocilla. Okay, anyway, we can be done with Chocilla now. Next, I went and tried to cover up the obnoxious yellow puffy paint and painted the whole frosting area white as well. Now getting to some excitement. Woo! I'm painting the cupcake liner. I'm painting it rainbow. I'm just gonna come out and say it. And I'm just working the colors out on there, figuring out the spacing. And then I decided to go ahead and paint the candy with purple while I'm at it. Ready? Boom! Went over that again. 2 times actually. I'm not gonna lie, I kind of like how it looks just like this, but I need to carry out my original mission. So I'm going to work on blending the colors together from here to create a nice rainbow gradient. Now back in the day, I did design a cupcake that had a rainbow cupcake liner like this. I painted the rainbow around in a line, like one color at a time, but it always bothered me how you couldn't see the full rainbow. So now that my skills are so much more refined, I'm painting the rainbow like this. I have progressed, but this was actually pretty difficult because each color is just such a narrow section. There's very little room to blend, but eventually I got this rainbow looking right. Yeah, it looks fresh.
Hey, I want to take a quick break because I have a very special announcement. It's Shelly and Eustace. Who likes the dramatic lighting effect? You can thank my dad for that.
Thanks, Dad.
That's right, ladies and gentlemen. It is Shelly and Eustace in the flesh. The plushy flesh. Ooh. They've got the perfect expressions and all the little details to make them just like the originals, but in plushy form. And they're huge, okay? They're huge. These are available on my store for pre-order. They will be available to purchase for the next month only. So if you want one or both, by the way, if you purchase both, you get a bundle discount. Make sure you put your order in before February 28th. Do not miss it. During this month when the pre-order is open, we're collecting all the orders so that we know just how many Shelly and Eustaces we need. Then after that, we actually start production on them. So essentially, you're ordering one to be made just for you. If you have any additional questions, go to the link in the description. There's all the information there. These items will be ready to ship in May, so we have to be patient. I know it's hard to wait, but it's worth the wait. If you do choose to order them, I know you're gonna love them. So that's it. Let's get back to the regular video.
I didn't know what to do with this candy, so I just painted a heart on the front and hoped that I could trick everyone into thinking that it's cute.
Oh, look, it's a heart. It's so cute, isn't it? Aw.
Is it though? Is it?
No.
But now that I look at it, why the heck is there a piece of candy just stuck onto the front of a cupcake? That makes no sense. Whatever. Finally, I'm gonna take this puffy paint in the color Hot Cocoa. Oh wait, no, it's just brown. And I'm gonna paint some drippy fudge all over the top of it, which again, does this make sense? I don't know. Do they put hot fudge on cupcakes? I don't think so. They did on this one. Well, I did. This was a perfect opportunity to add sprinkles, and I decided I liked it as it was, and it didn't need them. But now that I'm looking at this, I kind of wish I had. Here is the final squishy. It looks cute. I mean, the candy thing is a bit not make sense. Not make sense, yeah. But if you can just try not to question it, it does look pretty cute. And that rainbow gradient is just, Now, I didn't do a before and after because in my mind, this isn't really a makeover. It's more of me just finishing something that I started. But I did drag out every single one of my old cupcake squishies. Clearly, I still have quite a few. Most of these were made between 4 and 6 years ago. This is one of my much older ones, but it's got a logo on it. Oh, wow, you missed the center there, my dear. Oh, this was before the fully developed logo. The E and the heart do not touch. Come on, little buddy, just reach up and touch that heart. A very ugly evidence that I hadn't figured out how to patch those holes yet. Also, who told me that I could stop painting? This clearly needed another 2 to 3 coats. Oh my gosh, I forgot about this. I used to design matching tags. Oh gosh. I can't decide if that's really cool or if it's just really loserish. Found the 2 muffins of the group. Y'all kind of ugly. Another older one. Why did I feel the need to write that? Why? Oh, I found one of the squishies from the original squishy making video. And there's the carrot cake. Nobody likes carrot cake. Actually, that's Jordan's favorite flavor of cake. I think that's sick. This rainbow one, which you've already seen, one of my favorites, even with those globby sprinkles. Then I got bored of the flat cupcakes and started adding things to them. This frosting was hand cut out of memory foam very roughly. Whew. Someone teach this girl to use scissors. Really wish I would have put a few more layers of paint on there to cover up all the holes. Another one with the same concept. Kind of cute, kind of weird color choices. Oh, Cherry Kiss. Did you see that? They snuck it. These two have some fancy whipped cream. Oh, I actually kind of like this rainbow whipped cream. This one is quite bulbous. And then there's this one. Those gummy bears are so cute. I love the... I love it. Then I have this big set of 6 cupcakes. This is my rainbow fruit series. I actually keep these out on display in my art room because I still love this set. Finally, this set of 7. I totally forgot about these. Each of them are themed after a different Disney princess. And oh my gosh, the tag. I actually really like Snow White, Rapunzel, and Ariel, and Belle is alright too, if you ignore the fact that the frosting looks like poop, really looks like poop. But Cinderella, Jasmine, Elsa, y'all a little basic. Wait, where's Anna? Where's Tiana? And where the heck is Aurora? Anyway, here's the final cupcake. Not really sure why that very long detour was necessary, but it happened and we sat through it. Okay, next. I chose this donut squishy. I'm already peeling the skin off of it. Oh, what is this? A little skin tag. Okay, donut's ready, but I felt it was a little bit boring to do just a plain donut, and after seeing that gummy bear cupcake, I was inspired. So, look what I found. It turns out I had a few more gummy bears that I had made. I think these were the rejects from the batch that I made for that cupcake. I mean, you know, they are a little rough, but I think I can work with it. So first I'm just trimming them off of that overflow foam. Let's just set all of them free. They've been stuck like that for 5 long years. And finally, we free the gummy bears until I have a whole handful of nice little loose gummy bears and they're
So happy.
back in with the donut. Unfortunately, freedom didn't last very long for these little guys because now I'm gluing them down to the donut permanently. They will never be free. It's okay. Don't feel bad. I have a feeling they won't even notice. There we go. I'm going to try to fill some of the little holes with my puffy paint and I'm basically rebuilding their limbs here. Don't tell me that I've never done anything good for the world, okay? I just spent an hour reconstructing the limbs on a set of 5-year-old gummy bears. Okay, so letting all of that dry for a little bit and boom, here it is. It feels weird. I'm gonna start painting now. I'm going vanilla this time. Immediately, I'm noticing just how textured this foam was. After 1 coat of paint, it's looking really rough. So let's go over that again. Splendid. I am gonna wrap the vanilla color onto the top of the donut, which I remember for a lot of my old donut designs, I would just paint the top one way and the bottom another way. But then I realized,
donuts don't actually look like that.
So I have amended my ways. I'm going in with some puffy paint to frost the donut with a nice thick coat going around each gummy bear. And once that's dry, I'm bringing in the colors. These are the same colors that I used for the rainbow wrapper of the cupcake. And I debated whether to go with a traditional set of gummy bear colors or to kind of do my own thing. I was a little bit worried that painting these in non-traditional colors would take away their gummy bearness and maybe they wouldn't look like gummy bears at all. That did kind of happen. I mean, you can tell that they're gummy bears, but they don't look look like any gummy bears I've seen. Not that these are super realistic either. Also, I did want to say at some point in this video that yes, you can, and I did make squishies from scratch, but I would not recommend doing it. You have to be very careful because the foam can actually be harmful in its liquid form if you don't take the proper safety precautions, which is another reason that I kind of phased out of doing it that way. Just buy cheap squishies and paint on them. You don't need to make them from scratch. Okay, and here is the finished donut. I do kind of feel like the pastel colors look a little bit odd on gummy bears, and the brighter colors look more edible, I feel like. But I did want the colors to go with the cupcake because I may be working toward a set here. We'll have to see when it continues. Also, I feel like I definitely could have used more gummy bears. Of course, this was all I had, so I was kind of limited with that. I am just kind of nitpicking, but I actually do like this one, and I think it's a lot better than some of my very old creations, which, oh, look at that, here they are. Hi guys. I remember this one being one of my favorites. This one is a little ugh. And we have Miss Basic, and then there's Miss Basic's cousin. This rainbow one I actually still kind of like. Shocker. And this one, what even is this? A cookie ice cream sandwich donut? How does that even work? Oh, this one is got rainbow frosting, but it's not good. What is the blending on there? Oh my gosh. What is this one? If the chicken pox were magical, I don't know. Finally, this little watermelon one, kind of cute, but I think it could be better, honestly. Okay, and the next squishy I worked on was this one. But, well, certain developments have taken place, and it is clear to me that I need to explain this to you, so let's just let my face take over at this point. Take it away, face.
Okay, thank you.
Voice over me.
I feel like a really bad news reporter. So... That was so ugly. You know how earlier in the intro of this video, I couldn't decide on whether or not I was going to try to do a lot of squishies or just put a lot of time into a couple? Well, I kind of decided on both. So I'm working on a total of 5 squishies, which is a decent amount. And for those 5, I'm adding things to them and gluing things and repairing them. So you've seen 2 of the squishies that I did, and you'll see the remaining 3 next week. Yay, that's good news. Please don't kill me. Some people really hate when I break stuff up into 2-parters because you have to wait, and I understand that. I just ended up putting a lot of effort into the squishies, and I wanted to keep it going and not rush. Also, I ended up spending a lot more time than I was anticipating, kind of looking through my old squishies and talking about those, and that ended up being a lot of footage to edit, and I realize now that that's gonna be too much to fit into this week. I hope you don't mind. I'm really excited to show you the remaining 3 squishies that I'm gonna do. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope to see you next Friday for part 2. Bye. Now I gotta film the intro of part 2, so let me do that now. Hey, it's me.